Like my backdrop. Hi, welcome to my show. Oh, well, hello there. I'm wearing the wrong hat. Where's my hat? I don't know what I did with it. It's somewhere over the rainbow, somewhere. Let's see if we can't. I'm not sure if I can get that off of the background. Hold on. Where do I have that on? I know I had that on this one. Where is it? Oh, there it is. And then we have that one. And that one. You can't see any. Okay. So there it is. Ha. Let's see if this thing is working. Is this thing working? Okay. Yep. Sound check. That's always a good thing. Okay, so I'm back. And totally not prepared. I am prepared, but I'm not prepared. I've been sick, and it's like everybody's sick, and it's like, oh my God. And it's like if I'm streaming on YouTube, I can't play any music. So it's like YouTube sucks. It just sucks. It's no fun anymore. It's more fun on TikTok. Definitely more fun. Okay, so I've been doing my study on dragon, and it's actually getting to where I'm going to have to do a portion of a wall to get all the information down that I need to. It's quite enormous. But I think what I'm learning is the fact that there are giants and monsters and dragons and serpents and very strange things going on. And basically, I mean, we have to realize that it's the Nephilim and this is all the Nephilim or the prior to the flood, and it's very strange to see. It's like now that some of the other people are coming out with how they're recognizing how these buildings look like they've been melted, that they're coming across. Well, that's what I find when I'm searching in Antarctica. It's like, I'm sorry, but they're doorways and windows and pillars and parapets and casts. You can't mistake these things for what they are. You just can't. But I find it very interesting that everybody that covers a certain thing has their own research into that specific thing. And this is so broad. This book is so broad, but that's why it's called Giants, Monsters, and Dragons. It's because, covers all of them. And I can show you one thing right off the bat. Let me go ahead and pull this up. And then I'll pull this in as a screen share as soon as I can pull it up. Little website. Oh, no, sir. Library of Congress. Ancient maps. Then what we can do is okay, let me pull you guys in here. I mean, let me pull that in here with you guys. Durr. Let's try that again. And of course, it shows below my screen. Oh, gotta click on it first. Okay. Make sure it's over here. We'll do a side screen. Okay. What we have here is the Library of Congress, and I've picked ancient maps. And you can see that there's lots of things here. And you really have to be specific for what you're looking for. So let's go back up here. And let's put in ancient maps. Sea monsters. Okay, so let me also show you. Let me see if I can pull this up. My graphics, I believe that is my good. No, that's not it. Where are you? No, that's not it either. Where are you? Where is? No, that's not it. Okay, I don't know where it is. Okay, never mind on that one. Okay, so I was just going to show you the one I had already. Okay, so let me go. Let's look here. Plugs. Of course, it's not going to show me what I'm looking for. So let's go in a little bit different. We have sea monsters on medieval and Renaissance maps. What? What are they doing? They're trying to talk crap. What's interesting to me is where some of these maps were so concise that they had to have done them from the air. So my theory is that giants have a hand in map making to some degree, at least the smart ones, because most of them I don't think were very smart. Huh. Okay, let's move on to the next page and see what that brings us. And it's interesting because this isn't anything that I found in my researches looking through here. So let me look at a different, I'm assuming that let me look at, okay, I just want to make sure sound was still working. Let's do giants, ancient maps with giants. And I think it's funny that I just wonder if they're making it harder and harder for us to find things because people are waking up to all of this. Because I never had this problem finding anything in here when I come in here to look. And I just wonder why. Let me see here. Delete. Maps. Let's go into maps. Giants. Okay, that's better. First world map. Let's see. What does this one say? I wonder. That's what's really cool about this site too, is you can go in here and look at these maps, and you can scroll in and out quite well. Now I'm wondering if these are interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, so let's get out of that one. Let's scoot over here. Let's go back one. Let's go down and look at some of this other stuff. Yeah, see, this is really interesting because I have done so much research on this stuff. Let me try it. And the fact that I can't find it. Ancient monsters. Let's do it that way. Maybe I have to do sea monsters. Yeah, I might have to do sea monsters. Sea monsters. Sea monsters. Sea monsters. Description of the coast of Guinea, Manicongo, and Angola. There's cliff sandbars and shallows. And does it show? No. What the heck? Maybe I need to go further. And what's interesting too is a lot of the maps that have a lot of the information on them are in a different language on the most part. Okay, so this is really ticking me off. It's almost like the stuff that I researched isn't there anymore. That's so weird. Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. Okay, let's see what we've got here. We have, I think what's very interesting is, we were told this thing about the wall, the Great Wall of China. Well, what everybody's finding out and learning is that all the guard, like entrances for the guards to stand post on the wall are not on the Chinese side. It's on the Russian side, which at that time, we now believe that it was built by the Tartarians to keep out the Chinese, which I believe are a big part of the seed of the serpent, because that they worship the dragon, and that's the seed of the serpent. And it's just going to be interesting to see how all this plays out. Because once we find out what's going on in Antarctica, when everybody else wakes up about it, and we actually make them give us access, that's when, and I just wonder if that's part of what Trump is going to bring on the scene, is he's already dealing with them, which in my book, I already know who they are and I don't like it. And it is what it is, but it's still got to happen in order for us to move forward. So this is really odd because now I can't find any of these maps that I looked at. Huh. Clouds appear in Latin. Okay, so this is one of them. So let's go in and look at this guy. This one's pretty interesting too. Because if you look at it, all right, this is Terra Australis Novum Cognita. Okay, so what's that right there? That is a sea monster, people. It's not a whale. It's got like claws. Okay. And yeah. So there's a sea monster. Okay, so this is the map that they're portraying, which this is so funny because if you notice down here is land all the way from one end to the other. Okay. And then up here, there's land from one end to the other. And it's trying to say it's an orb. Terraform orb, but it's not an orb. Let's see, American. So that's America, and then there's South America. Okay, so another thing that's very interesting, and I don't know, I'm going to have to research this again and find my maps, because if you notice, this is South America right here. Okay, so here's America and Canada. Okay, so if you come down here to South America, you'll notice that it touches Antarctica here. And you can see in other maps from the ancient times that there was a pathway that one could cross from South America to Antarctica easily. And Antarctica was also, this area was also listed as tropical. It wasn't snow or ice or anything like that. So you could walk across and then you'd be over here. So there's just too many questions that are out there. See, here's more sea monsters. And look, it's going for that ship. That looks more like a serpent one. And that's like right off of America. Calipania. Metula. Let's see what we got here, because there's something. Interesting. Trinidad. Let's see. But yeah, that's something to think about. That this landmass. If you are curious about, learning more about flat Earth or not sure about it, you might check airplane destinations from one to the other country. That kind of shows you a lot too. Whereas you would think they would fly straight across. Well, they can't fly straight across because there isn't a straight across. But notice here on this map that, they're showing cities, but they're castles. They're basically castles. That's in the Americas, okay? That's in the Americas. And here's up, Maine and up by Canada and all this corner area here. It's very interesting. I think it's very interesting. So let's see. I do not see any comments. So I'm really curious why. Maybe I just have to keep digging a little deeper, keep going in. Here's one. Let's look at this one. Maybe this is the one we looked at earlier. Yeah, I think it is. Okay. We already saw that one. What is this one? I don't think I've seen this one. Looks like it has possibilities. Huh. This is an interesting. Oh, yep, there's another one. There's a sea monster on this one. Interesting. It's like, they didn't. There's interesting. It even shows the trident, Poseidon. What the heck's going on here? Is that like the king of the time? I wonder who that is. Exact description. Look at that. I don't like the ocean. Oh, look at these guys. This ship's like completely wrecked and everybody's falling in the water because of that monster. Wow. Huh. Very interesting. So let's look at this little thing up here in the corner. Okay, we have some very serious cherubims. What the hell is that? What is that? Is that a dog hanging from a rope by his stomach? What the Victoria. And who is this? There are no female angels, first of all, folks. So that has to, let's see, representation of, let's see, she's holding a feather. She's got representational angel wings, but she's not an angel because there are no women angels. Maybe she's wisdom. You've got the lion, and you've got the Sphinx over here, which I could show you a huge one in Australia. Yeah, this is an interesting map. I haven't seen this one. Bola de Brazil, Spagna, is probably Spain. Let's see, Occidentals. Let's go down here. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. Rio de Brazil. Oh, so check this out. Okay, so this is some of the stuff that people do not realize what's going on. When they did maps, they let you know what was going on in an area. And it's like you needed to know who were the cannibals, and who weren't. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's like all the giants, if they're representational to giants, giants were all cannibals. They eat each other. They'll eat man. It was quite the nasty predicament that the world ended up in. It's no wonder. Oh, here it is. Here it is, right here. Here's one of them. This is one of the classification ones because of that up there. But you can tell here. See, gigantum region. Okay, this is the region of giants. And here's a mermaid siren over here. Okay. So, but see the two giants here and see their bows? They're simple clothes. But look at them. Bearded. Huge feet. And I find toes and fingers all over the place here in Colorado of giants. But these sirens, and look at that. Look at that. It's got a comb. There's a disc here. But that could be a scrying mirror. Let's see what she's got. Yep, she's got a mirror too. They both got mirrors. So you want to see how beautiful they are. There's a lot of women out there that spend a lot of time in front of the mirror. And you shouldn't. It's not good for you. Some of the maps also have symbols, all over. You just got to kind of look around. That's a nasty looking one. Look at his hair. There's a shield. There's another shield. There's another horn blower. And these are, trans, they created a lot of these beings by crossing them with other beings. Look at that. That's interesting. And there was a giant war at some time. And notice that Brazil is a big place for what it shows here for the giants. Let's look up here in America and see what it says down here. So that's where Poseidon was. Francisco Tierra, Canada. So this is like Mexico here. Nueva España. And then it stops there. But that's like, what is that, Florida? Pretty sure that's Florida. Let's see. Yep, right there, La Florida. Tierra, Florida. Appalachian Mountains. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, what's really interesting, I would like to see is more detailed maps of this time and find out where those star forts are. Hola di Fortuna. Gonna get some tuna. Ooh. Very interesting. So yeah, so I encourage people to, okay, let's try and look at the date here. Now, is that J? Okay, see, this is the discrepancy that people are talking about right now. This is not 1362. This is not 1562. This is a J or an I with two dots above it, then a number. And I would say 362. And it's very interesting because I just did a research on the popes. And that was an interesting research because you can kind of see gaps in world history through looking at what was going on with the popes at the times. Like most years, like most decades, you'd have like, a pope a year or something like that. But some decades, you'd only have two popes for the entire time. So there were, major things that were going on, is what I'm thinking. But it's just interesting to find the crossover because I believe that everything that they've told us is just a bunch of bullshit. Kind of the only thing that we can go on is basically the bullshit science fiction and fantasy crap that's been fed to us. And I have to tell you that if you wanted to compare a medieval type fantasy sci-fi type series of books to read that really I can't even begin to see how much some of it just flows right into what's going on here. But the Sword of Truth series by Terry Goodkind. Oh, I got my new glasses today. There's my new glasses. Yay! And I can see my computer screen both with the top part and the bottom part. So I'm very happy about that. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty much going to be it for today. I don't have I'm just going to kind of be going over a few things, and then we're going to be jumping into doing some live streaming with some other people and having some guests on, and just doing some talk shows, some podcasts. So that's what's coming up. But I am going to start focusing on this particular topic because I want people to know about this stuff. I have a feeling that the giants are being protected by our government and other governments, and they've been given areas to be in, like our national parks, to roam free, and to be able to come and go from their subterranean dwellings, because obviously they're not living above ground. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made it through the first flood. There's just a lot going on, and I don't know that I trust anybody with any information other than information that I can research and find myself, because I just don't trust anything. And even trying to find stuff like this now is questionable. But I do have a lot more information, and I do have a lot of interesting theories, especially about the giants in the national parks and finding all the. And I wouldn't be surprised if in the national parks there are not only giants but also monsters. But also in every national park, I wouldn't be surprised if there's temples of every religion. Jennifer, I've been meaning to call you for days. I've just been so under the weather. It's been so weird here. It's so dry and strange. The weather's been strange. We need snow or something. I don't know. How are you doing? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Nice to see you. It's like it's no fun to stream on YouTube because you can't play any music. You can't play any fun stuff because there's a brand new song and you got to hear it. Let me see if I can pull it up on the side note here, and I'll stick it on the banner because you got to watch this, Jen. It's so funny. You're gonna, oh no, I think you did. I think I made you watch it. Yeah, I think I made you watch it already. The I Told You So song. How are you and your puppies? So good to see you. I know me down. You ready for me to call you and let's start talking about that? We can talk later though. I'll call you. So back to the national parks. I wouldn't be surprised if this is what I was talking about last night when I was streaming, that when Admiral Byrd went to Antarctica, he had a full force of military power that he took with him. He took a full army with him. So, I mean, that was something that I didn't know until recently. And it's like, if he did that, then there was a threat. There was some kind of threat, and I would not, and it ain't aliens. It ain't that. So it's like, I'm pretty sure that what they encountered over there was they encountered giants. And what they did from all that was they put the treaty together by every country, because Antarctica bridged every country, all the way around. So they had to have a treaty, to make sure that, we weren't going to have war or let people find out that the giants were over there. So they made, a treaty. And actually, I bet you the treaty was more or less a treaty with the giants versus a treaty with us, with each other. I would not be surprised at all. Not at all. Not at all. So if that's the case, then a lot of it makes sense, because they had already had the blimps. They were already, and that's another thing that they may have been, is they were doing the blimps and then they saw the giants over there and they're like, what? And they're like, whoa, we need to go back and tell our government, blah, blah, blah. Who knows? And who knows, what happened after that. And it's just so, yeah, that treaty went into effect in 1953, I think, but it started in 1940. I think it was right after the war. And it's like, and it was also, what I wouldn't be surprised that they went out there with the military force too, because they heard that a lot of the Nazis escaped and went to Antarctica. But it's like, if they knew, this is another thing that's funny to me. It's like, if they knew where they were going in Antarctica, how did they know where to go to know where to go? Because if it encircles us, I mean, I'm assuming that they're going within our scope of area of America. So they're only going to be in our scope of area to, do the research and everything. And everybody else has, because it's like a pie. if it's a flat earth and everything is, and the ice wall is around us, then everything is set up like a pie as far as continents and countries go. So whatever country is outlying the outermost part closest to Antarctica, those would be the countries that had that connected access to those direct areas, versus other areas where maybe ocean may take up more space and there would be more countries in between, so all of those countries would be encompassed within, like, a big huge broad expanse, but everybody has their little pie piece too. But then it goes around. But it's like, who's to say that we didn't find, we went over there, then they found the giants. And because they even talk about the subterranean stuff over there that they found. So it's like, and then all the things popping up here, with the hidden stone doors. And it's funny as shit. And even the off limits for the Antarctica, going there by ship or flying. The only way you can fly by it is through a tourist flight from Australia. And they have flights to Antarctica all the time. And they have like specific spots that they go to, but they're like the most mundane, stupid ass places that they take you. That it's like, you can't see anything, you can't go anywhere, you can't take pictures, you can't do anything. But get this is what a lot of people don't know, is like Ghislaine Maxwell, she flew that big ass plane when they were looking for her, getting ready to arrest her. She flew her big ass plane over to Antarctica in the middle of Antarctica weather, in the middle of their winter. And it's not, their winter is like our summer, because their summer is our winter. So it's like there's one strip of land that there's so much lighting there that it has to be an entire city metropolis. There's so many metropolis, whatever. Can't even say the word. There's just so much, and there's so many lights coming from so many windows and doorways, and people don't want to talk about it, and they don't want to admit it, and they don't want to research it. And I just sit here and talk about it, and they're like, "Hey, you're crazy." No, I'm looking at Google Earth, and you people aren't. So I don't know what to tell you. Oh, I know, right? And it's like, and people, yeah, I was talking about that earlier. It's like, you can't fly. You just look at the flight records of planes and see how our land is made up. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. All of it's ridiculous. All of it's ridiculous. Redunculous. Redunculous. But yeah, so I'm really curious to see. Well, we've already got some giants that are working for Trump. And see, this is what cracks me up, because nobody wants to talk about this either. It's like, he's just the other side of the coin, and it isn't a good coin. There's nothing good in this world's future. It's nothing but death and mayhem and ending by God coming and wiping everything out. So it's like, I don't understand how Christians and people on the right are so gung-ho with happy-go-lucky time coming. No, I don't understand. Maybe it is, but I don't understand how they can think that when the Bible doesn't talk about that. Oh, guess what I got, Jen? I got the complete Apocrypha. It's got the Ethiopian Bible, the Book of Enoch, Jasher and the Jubilees, with the Deuterocanon and the Sudia pygrapha. So this is going to be an interesting read to see how much, because I want to find a Bible that's before the King James. I want to get out of that bullshit completely and find something. Oh, hi. Whoever else joined on YouTube. Okay, so that's I think one of the most interesting things about the giants that people don't necessarily want to believe, but it's just so evident, are the here, let me pull it up and I'll show you. Let me get rid of that because that's going to be weird. I am going to show an avatar for a moment. Let's see. This guy now. Now let me see if, let me go ahead and share screen. Oh, I got new glasses, Jen. I'm still trying to get used. I'm going to have to pull my computer in closer. Because like crap. Okay. So let's see. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. Oh, I wonder. Let's go look at this embryo. I want to see if it's any closer. Snap. It is moving. Okay, so when I pinned this island was here. Also, this island moves. This island was over here in 2015. And it's moved that far over here. And we think it's an embryo. That's going to be one dang big Titan. Okay, so that's not what I was looking for. Okay, so let me go here. And I should have it. Stairs, stairs, stairs. Is that the ship? There's my giant crab. Orange statue. Where's my stairs? Stairs, stairs. Stairs, stairs. We have very big stairs too. Where is it? Maybe stairs up to a sculpture. That may not be it. Shiva. Okay, okay. Oh, here we go. Let's see if that's it. That's not it. Boobs. Yeah. Okay. Dragon head. Where's that? Oh, yeah. So it's summer over there right now. And I just love how they try to hide stuff and blur it out. This is a dragon right here. You see the wings right there. There's the dragon head, and there's the thin feather head shit crap. And there's like, more likely that's a city. Castle. Parapets melted. There's a lot of stuff in Antarctica. People don't realize how much shit is there. It's unbelievable. But you can find a lot of stuff. It just messing around looking. Just looking on see, now look at this. Okay, so here we are. Middle of nowhere. Oh, that was the heater. I'm like, what the heck was that? That's interesting. I'll have to look at that and spend some time there. Okay, so look here. And if you look, let's see. Let me make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, so if you look at this little spot here, right here, as we go in closer, you'll notice you'll start to see buildings. But what they do is they blur it out so that you can't see it for what it is. They don't want you to know, but you can see, look at all the tracks through here. There's a lot of traffic through here for whatever reason. It's a very busy place. But more than likely, this is a whole side wall city, and this is the metropolis here. This is a huge city. And most people think I'm crazy, but it's like, I'm sorry, but there's light. There's a building right there. Come on, people. No, that's not a freaking rock. They're not pixelated rocks, especially what, a double ding rock, the same thing right next. And see, what's cool about this app is you can measure openings. So what I do is I go in here and I measure these openings. And that's a 6-foot opening right there. That's just like a normal, like, bay door or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot to see in Antarctica, and people. I have found so much stuff, the stuff I've found. And just the fact, I mean, you can tell that this is like huge city. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is not a pyramid. But see how they blurred out? They don't want us to know. They don't want us to see that at all. Some places they don't care. You can go in right up to it and look. That's totally a building. It's totally a building. Whoops. And see how much they show us. Okay, now see the clarity? There it is. This here of a giant being creature. People don't want to talk about that. That we can just really go in really far. But on those other places that we just looked at, nope. Nope. There's a dwelling right there. That looks like a castle, like a melted castle. There's a castle wall. There's a wall right there. See it? You can totally see the wall. But I was saying in my video last night that I think that the giants were either nearsighted or farsighted. They couldn't see what was in the shadows, and that's why giants couldn't see him there. I think that's funny as shit. But yeah, that's all skin. So let me see if I can find. It's like right in the middle. See, here's one of the lighted areas. And of course they blur everything. They won't let you see anything. But that's like huge. And even on the edges, some of the stuff you can still kind of tell the buildings. They think we're so dumb. They really do. They think we are dumb, dumb, dumb. Now where's my stairs? I think they are right. Where are they? Maybe I put Terror Face underwater. That's all Antarctica. Oopsie. Dragon Head. Let's see where that one is. Yeah, that's not going to do anything. Okay. Giant face, bridge, sculpture, machine, stairs to a temple. Oh, you know what I found? I was talking about it last night, Jen. If you look at the Mount Rushmore, and I just wonder if that was Trump's way to point out that we're supposed to keep an eye on that. But if you look at the old photos of it, you can see the stairs, the giant stairs that they used to walk up and sit on and do the carving and stuff. Because as an artist, there's no way. And, you know, they talk about, you know, the buildings and how they talk about the Tartarian buildings and the star forts and things like that, and the people in the buggies and the horse-driven carriages and shit like that, that they're the ones that built them. And then they start talking about all the slaves that they brought over from all these other different countries that they had working on all these, you know, special temples and all these special things. And, you know, they were just, you know, all masons and, you know, all professionals at what they, you know, these slaves were professionals at what they do. And it's just so funny to sit there and think about all this bullshit that they fed us for so long that we don't know what the hell is going on. We really don't. We really don't. Let me see if I can find that. There's the China dragon. Oh, have I showed you that? The China dragon. Here's the eye. Here's the right cheekbone. Here's the fluted nose. The mouth has kind of disappeared, but there's the right horn. And then it kind of blends in on the other stuff. But that's the China dragon. And you can even see its whiskers. Check it out. See these things here? Those are all dragon. And you can even see some of them over here too. See how they come down here? Those are all whiskers. See all that? Amazing, huh? But see, it's funny because those beings could not exist that I talk about on this is there's no way that Titans could have lived on a globe. There's no way. They would have fell off. They were too big. They were too big. But the stairs thing, that really kind of pisses me off that I can't find those. Because that's a pretty big thing. I mean, they're huge. Like 1,000 feet across and 500 feet tall. Pyramid. I remember one time I was in stairway, this like spiral stairway of these shadows just amaze me sometimes because it's like a little cliff and then a drop off. I forgot what I was going to say. Let's spin it around and look at it from the opposite direction. Sometimes you can see things a little bit better. See the clarity that they let you go in and look at? But then they won't even let you look at clarity from a mile up. I found dragons. Let's see if I can find those. That one was like a really big find. Dragon head rock. There was multiple. It was like 3 dragons. Let's see if I can find that one. Oh. A lot of times these are creatures. I've found crustacean creatures. I've found dragons. I've found half dragon, half humanoid giants. I've found mud fossil spaceship. I don't think it's a spaceship. Oh, am I dragon? Looks like one of them. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. There's my huge giant crab. Let's see. Feathered serpent. No, that's the one that's. What I think is interesting is a lot of these things that are like we're looking at with no snow, that's a lot of Antarctica. It doesn't have snow. Dragon or that's not it. Sinking man, floating craft, Gray's head. I think it's so funny because I pin all this stuff and I see all this stuff and I put it down and then I go back to look at it and they've blocked it all off. They've put a cover, a blanket over it. They do that a lot to my stuff. It's really frustrating. Let me see if I can find the really cool dragons though. Crouching Giant. Direction Path. That's the Shadow Pass. Let's see. Giant's Head. Skull and Eye Socket. Stairs. And what's on top? What's that? Let's see. Why isn't it showing us? Let's see. Okay. Pyramid. Light in the window. Oh, here's a right arm of a giant. That's definitely in Antarctica. So weird. Dragons are. I think this might be a dragon here. Anytime that's more than likely a backbone of a creature. Some people don't realize how big. What if this is where my dragons were coming down the hill? It's fucking bizarre. That's what I'm really looking for. Dragon with scales. Lizard eye, cave opening. Ring of lights. Yeah, see, they're not going to show nothing. That's so frustrating. Megatropolis. Okay, I don't know where it is. I don't know what. Some new stuff. That's that same one. Okay, so dragon head with eye. That must be the China dragon. Let's see. I don't know. It gets frustrating though. I don't know if it's because my computer is so shitty. Or what? Okay. I'm done with that. Done with that. So what's the weather been like out there, Jen? Has it been nice? We haven't really had much of anything kind of weather here. So I was going to pull up, after talking about the dinosaurs, dragons, I was going to pull this up and see if they had anything listed for this is okay. Let's squirrel. We're going sidetrack here. Now, you've heard me talk about bells before, and we're all questioning the bells and Tartaria and all these other things. So I'm now looking in this book, okay, which is for occultists. This is not a Christian book. This is not for Christian believers, but I got it because I want to know what's going on. I don't want to be ignorant of this shit anymore. I ain't gonna follow all this witchy poo garbage, but I want to know what these people are doing, and I want to know what they're thinking. Okay, so listen to this. Here we go. They know. People of the occult know a hell of a lot more about history than we do. There is a mysticism surrounding the bell that far transcends its mundane use as a way of getting attention in the schoolroom, for example. The sound of a bell is universally accepted as a way of communicating with the spirits. Maybe that's why they got rid of the bells. Or as a herald. Oh. Who's to say? Okay, let me start that one again. The sound of the bell is universally accepted as a way of communicating with the spirits, or as a herald for the arrival of a supernatural holy power. Now, I wonder if, it's got to have that. It's got to have that aspect because, and let me tell you why it has to have that aspect. Because in the Holy of Holies, when they make the garments for the Levites, the priests, to go into the Holy of Holies, and they make the garments with the pomegranate, they sew little, like, whatever, they sew the pomegranates, and then what they do is they add bells to the bottoms of the garments. So this is interesting. This bell thing, there's something seriously up about the bells. The analogy of the bell occurs in language too, used to symbolize something of sacred origin. In Islam, the reverberation of the bell is used to describe the sound of the revelations of the Quran. And in Buddhism, the sound of the golden bell is an analogy for heavenly voices. The sound of a bell is a reminder that, like the sound, the world may be experienced but not possessed. The sound of a bell is a reminder that, like the sound, the world may be experienced but not possessed. Sound cannot be possessed. You can experience the sound, but it cannot be possessed. We're going to have to talk about that one. Pagoda roofs sometimes have hundreds of tiny bells hanging from them. symbolizing in sound the concepts of the Buddhist laws, as well as frightening away any malicious entities. For the same reason, the church bells of Christian churches at one time were pealed not only during processions or as a notice of a ceremony or service, but also during thunderstorms to chase away demons. What? See, now, people also don't realize that the weather is a manipulation of Satan's authority here, because God didn't bring rain. I mean, I think that he does now, but in the gist of the beginnings of this world, it was mist and fog that watered the earth. It wasn't rain. So that's a whole nother topic to discuss on that one. They thought demons were in thunderstorms. Now, I just wonder if they saw the demons in the thunderstorms, the spiritual ones, like we've seen, like floating on TikTok, where we've seen some stuff going around about that with the principalities and the powers. This is really interesting. The bell is also a sacred object in the form of the Buddhist drill bu or the Hindu ghanta. It symbolizes the illusory world because of the fleeting resonant nature of its sound. It is the feminine principle paired with the masculine Vajra, Vajra. The use of these Oriental bells largely influenced their European symbolism and use. The sweet reverberation of a bell, rung 3 times in the silence of a large stone church or cathedral, which the cathedral is in the cathedral, has a quality of calming the atmosphere, attracting the attention of worshippers, welcoming in the spirits, and setting the scene for a ritual that follows. Wait a second. Oh, never mind. The power of the bell was a way of spiritual communication is carried one step further. In the magical bell made of an amalgam of the 7 sacred metals that are ruled by the planets, this bell engraved with the tetragrammaton and the planetary seals from alchemy allegedly has the power to summon the spirits of the dead. However, this spell calls for the bell to be put into a grave for 7 days and 7 nights before it will work properly. That's some weird shit. Oh, they even got the black sun in here. And it's weird because it's all made up of swirls, spirals. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, so that's the where I'm going. And I'm at my 2-hour mark. Well, no, I'm not. 1.5 hours. Good. I'm glad I didn't go 2 hours. But I do need to go. Tomorrow's a big day. I'm going to be making a lot of candy and some cookies. And Jen, I need to call you so we can talk about a time to come. And thanks for popping in. I'm glad you saw me pop on. it's going to be interesting to see what happens moving forward this year with all this crazy ballot stuff and election coming up and everything like that. But yeah, are you? I'm gonna call you. So I'll call you tomorrow, not tonight, but I'll call you tomorrow, like after 5, before I stream, and let's just chat a little bit, see what's going on, and update, do a catch up update, okay? Yay! Because I want to get that plane ticket ordered, because they're definitely cheaper now. So let's do that. Yeah. Okay. So tomorrow, I believe that I may just start popping into this book a little bit, and then I'll start going over a few other things that I'll be covering. My son is going to be joining me, hopefully by the end of the week. We're going to do a couple of spots on. We're going to do some podcasts and some live streams on some topics, and we're going to have some fun. Can't wait. It's going to be fun. I'm glad to be back. And it's a new year, and I don't think I'm getting a vehicle because, long story. But anyways, so good to see you, Jen. And I'll call you tomorrow for sure. I'm going to put a note in my phone right now to do that. Okay. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to make a little alarm. So let's do 6:30 p.m. Okay. So my time, 6:30, which will be 7:30 your time. Okay. Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining me. All 4 people on YouTube, and I don't know who's on Twitch, and nobody's on DLive. But anyways, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm streaming 10 o'clock Monday through Friday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, Jen. Have a great night, and it's good to see you. I'm so excited. I get to order tickets. Yeah. All right. See you guys soon, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, Jen. Take care, everyone. Oh, I got my new glasses. I'm still trying to get used to them, so they're kind of like, I'm like all over there. It's so funny. Anyways, have a great one. Happy New Year, everyone. Take care. Bye.